Today I'm going to show you how I make what they call cream horns. It's like the horns that they use to make Horn a Plenty. And you can get these on Amazon. I'll put a link below to show where you can get these. I have quite a few of them. I think I have a dozen. But I'm going to fill these, but I'm doing the baking part of it first. So I start just above the tip of the lower part. And I keep going around. Of course, it's very difficult to do when you start, because sometimes it keeps sliding. But I put a little butter on these, or oil. You can put oil or whatever on them. And you make sure to keep it close so that you don't have a big gap, because you put things in there and it will fall out. So you keep going up, and you do that, go around until it gets to not the top, because you don't want to cover the top because it's going to be very hard to get off. But what I do, I use a brush, a little egg white, and I put it on here, very little, just a little. Stick it on there, that will hold it, and you squeeze it in, and you leave it like that. If you see a gap anywhere left that's not covered, you cover it. And I have a baking sheet over here, and I'm setting them in it to bake. But while it's on the sheet, before I bake them, I'm gonna cover it with cover them with egg wash. So that's just a little, one egg stirred up mixed up in a bowl, and I cut a peak like that, because I'm cutting more. And I'm gonna start another one just to show you. And here's another one. I cut a little point to start, and it's very difficult because it keeps sliding. But just keep trying and going around with it like that. And cover. You don't have to cover, just right where the next part start, you put this one as close. You don't have to lap it necessarily, but just put it very close, and use your finger to squeeze it on, and you keep going around again until, because my aim is not to cover the whole thing. And go again with your brush, with almost dried brush, and you set it on your baking sheet. You set it on your baking sheet, and those will bake. And I'm going to show you what I have to put in them. I'm thinking baby shower. So I colored some, these are coconut, this is coconut. And I colored some green and some white to, 1 second, let me get a spoon. I colored some green, a pink and some blue. And I made it so that it's not. If you want this recipe, you could go look at my coconut grater cake. All right, and this is the blue. So that's what I'm gonna fill them with. So, and I have also other stuff that I could fill it with. So I'll show you what I do. I'm gonna put more in, bake it, and when we come back, I'll show you how we're gonna fill them. So my cream horns have baked. Look how lovely they look. And I'm gonna fill them. And this filling, as I mentioned before, is the coconut filling. I put a little jam inside of here, guava jam. See, guava jelly. And I'm dropping them just so to keep this down in here. Now, you could press it, mash it up, make it shelly. I'm using the pink one. Make it shelly, break it up, so that you can just drop them down in there and it's sticking on the jam. Yeah, so there you go. So continue filling it up and let it get all the way down in there, and then fill right up. You can use this for parties, for friends coming over for brunch or whatever else you choose, and just put them on a tray and stick them in there. And you could also do whipped cream on top. These are the blue ones, and I already stuck some of this down in here, so I might just put some whipped cream on top of these. Gonna whip up some whipped cream right now. Some of these separated, so see, it makes sense to put them as close as possible. And this one separated at the bottom, but it's not going to waste. I'm gonna use it. All right, so that's I'll come back when I put some, show you how I put some whipped cream or how I make the whipped cream. So these are the cream horns that I made, and I put a little whipped cream on top of it. For the blue one, I make sure to put a little blue on top, and for the pink one, I make sure to put a little pink, you know, the pink coconut grater cake, so you know which it is. You could put some whipped cream in the bottom, jam, anything you want to put in here, and then put the coconut on top of it. You could put nuts in here. Think of all the fruit you could put in here, or anything you choose. All right, so that's how I finish them up. And you could do the same thing. These are good for parties and for kids parties, for other parties, because the pastry is flaky, and you know, in no time. These are like 3 bites. All right, I hope you enjoy watching my video. Look out for the other pastries coming up, okay, that I'm making from that pastry dough I made earlier.